Ali Helmy Mohammed, known in the Arab, Egyptian, and Muslim community as Mohamed Helmy. So this is how can you communicate with me. I am an associate professor of pediatrics and of global health at the George Washington University. I live here in Virginia, and personally, I came to the United States since 1995. I didn't really plan for self-introduction, but like we have to know each other, by the way, and we didn't have a specific plan to everyone to stand up and introduce himself, but we'll try to use the breakout sessions to get to know each other more and more. Just to know who is speaking, each one of the panelists and the organization's representatives will be introduced. I personally wasn't very active in the Egyptian American community. Since I came to the United States, I did my residency and fellowship in pediatrics and neonatology, and then I was more active into the Egyptian American, the Muslim American community, regionally and locally, local mosques and everything. But I didn't really. I told my wife that there's no way for Egypt to be better than it is. This was before the revolution, of course. And if we will have to leave the U.S. for any reason, we'll just go and live anywhere else, in any one of the Arab countries, Gulf countries. But there's no way for Egypt to be any better. So I wasn't one of those pioneers who actually said, no, there has to be a change. And they actually stood up and they did work and they tried to get together and establish organizations to fight for the cause of Egypt way before the revolution. After the revolution, everything changed and hope started to be there, and I was asked by many to get into, introduce myself to the Egyptian American community more and be active more in this. So we'll go over how did we get to this point. Today, I would like to thank God first for the Egyptian revolution and for enabling us to get together. Thank you for the participant. Almost about 60 people actually asked to be here and reserved to come. Some of them may be late already, and some of them maybe will not be able to come here today. Thanks for the organizers, and we'll go over them after a while. And thanks for Dr. Gamgoom. She actually had to go and look for the technician to fix the technology here. We'll go briefly on how did we reach to this meeting. How did we develop our framework, objectives of this meeting, expected deliverables by the end of the meeting, meeting schedule quickly, which is in your hands, along with the registration form, and we'll go over some don't do in this meeting, which this meeting was not meant for. Few things. We'll go over them. Okay, how did it all start? Maybe it has been the dream of all of us to have something that collects all the Egyptian Americans together under one umbrella. Many efforts has been done before. Many people started doing this, and some of us were just some of us don't think in a global way. I need to do something. They get few people, they get organization, they start a project in the ground, which is great. Some other things, okay, how can we actually collaborate all of these together? How can we make a big entity, harmonize all of them together, avoid duplication, and so on. So both ways were working. Many of us already have programs in the fields, but we never actually got together in one umbrella, successful umbrella together, all together, up till now at least. Many groups already tried. Before the revolution, after the revolution, we are aware of maybe most of you attended the leadership meeting that took place in March 2011 in Georgetown University. Okay, don't worry, we are just managing without it, just come in. Another leadership meeting took place around the elections, the presidential election time. Another leadership conference took place before the current president visit to the United States. All of them were trying to make an alliance, make a body. How can we get together? How can we work together? For many reasons, maybe we are not aware of most of them. None of the meetings actually formulated eventually into an entity that actually will lead us as a whole group. We stayed separate. Okay. Some groups got together and focused on one field, development or education, political activism, but nothing got all the Egyptians together that we can say this is the Egyptian-American Alliance or Assembly or Congress or something like that, or Council. So we got started to get together, myself, Dr. Safi, Dr. Hamid, Dr. Amin, Sid Mohsen, Dr. Hani, Dr. Akram, Dr. Ahmed Hassan, few groups here locally in Washington, D.C. And we started, how can we make the dream can take place? And we were kind of, in the beginning, we weren't sure. Should we make a body or organization that have a field project in Egypt and start doing something? And then when we have a momentum, people will gather around us or focus on, maybe there are many people already working, there have been many successful activities, how can we get them together? And how can we coordinate and collaborate between them? And gradually, we started to have a more clarity of the focus that we really, there are too many organizations and programs there. Many good ideas, many ones are already in the field. People are working, people are visiting Egypt. So maybe we just need to get them together and organize them. As of today, we are not sure what will be the name. Okay, maybe today will be the one that will discuss what kind of a name that we have. But it's either a platform, we started with like, we have to have a platform or network or assembly or Congress or whatever for the Egyptian Americans to be able to serve Egypt, to serve themselves and serve Egypt. So we come up with 3 main themes to serve Egyptian Americans. Whenever you see AA, I mean Egyptian Americans here. Serve Egyptian Americans in the US, get them together, serve their needs here in the US, and empower them to be active. Coordinate efforts of Egyptian American organizations in serving Egypt, facilitate collaboration among them, and decrease unnecessary duplication or competition, and truly and realistically represent Egyptian American in front of Egyptian and US government official bodies, either directly through specialized committees. So the body, the big body, the big umbrella, either will have committees to represent, or member organization can do the same. And we'll go over the details later on. And act to serve the needs of Egypt, regardless of who is in authority in Egypt. So if it was whoever is in the authority right now or will be in the future, we don't care about who's in authority. We will serve Egypt because this is why we exist. So we said, okay, we need to reach to an umbrella organization or umbrella body. How can we reach there? So we said maybe we need to have a very wide, nationwide conference to gather many organizations and individuals who are not members in any organizations in one conference or convention for Egyptian Americans, during which we will discuss and will be the birthplace for such umbrella body. And then, okay, so how can we do this? We said, okay, we need to have a leadership meeting. Okay, sit down here, discuss some details, be sure that next step, when we do a bigger event, we will be clear about what we are going to do. So this is how did we reach up to this meeting. Okay, we know and we are sure that many already events or activities took place before, and as I mentioned at the beginning, most of them were successful at this spot, but none of them was able to progress into such a body or such an organization. So many of our analyses of why it didn't work before were just hypotheses. It could be true, could be not, could be true partially, could be true for one of them, not all the others. But we can see that there's lack of consensus agreement. Okay, people got together, have ideas, have ambitions, aspirations, but maybe there was kind of very different, especially when the heart of the moment after the revolution and all through the elections and as of today, actually. A lot of individualism, polarization, and politicization, so people couldn't get to move to a common ground. How can we work together? How can we drop differences and focus on the common? Poor sense of ownership. I didn't mention names when I was mentioning the meeting that took place before, but like people identify meetings by name. So such and such person did such a meeting, such and such person, and I'm sure, which is unfortunate, Many people will say Mohamed Helmy organized this, which is absolutely not true. So